A golden retriever charges headfirst into the crashing waves of a California beach. It seems like any other playful dog, but this time, something feels different. As the waves surge and crash, Max is on a mission, and what he uncovers from the deep will leave you speechless. Stick around for the miracle you won't believe. Before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. It's a perfect California afternoon. The sun is shining, the sound of crashing waves fills the air, and families are scattered along the beach, enjoying the warm sand. Max, a playful golden retriever, is bounding around the shoreline, chasing after frisbees and greeting every passerby. His energy is contagious and people stop to smile at the happy dog, but then something changes. Max pauses suddenly, his ears perked, his tail stiffens. He turns away from the crowd, his golden coat gleaming in the sun, and heads straight for the water. The people around him don't think much of it at first. Dogs love the beach, right? But Max doesn't stop at the usual shallow waves. Instead, he charges straight into the surf, his paws splashing in the foam as the waves crash against him. His body tenses, and he moves with a singular focus, like he's searching for something. The usual playfulness is gone. Max isn't just swimming. He's on a mission. As Max paddles further into the surf, the crowd on the beach begins to notice. At first, they chuckle, thinking it's just another dog having fun in the waves. Some take out their phones, snapping photos of the playful golden retriever braving the current. But as the seconds tick by, the mood starts to shift. Max isn't behaving like the other dogs. A family nearby watches closely, their smiles fading. He's not coming back, the father mutters, squinting into the sunlight. His young daughter tugs on his sleeve. Why is he still going? Max doesn't seem to notice the people staring. His focus is locked on something deeper, beyond the breaking waves. His movements are deliberate, like he's swimming with a purpose. A few bystanders start to murmur, exchanging confused glances. Is something wrong with that dog? One woman asks. A man standing closer to the water frowns. I don't know, but it doesn't look normal. Max is now well past the breakers, swimming further into the surf, his golden fur barely visible in the churning water. The crowd on the beach is growing anxious. A few more lifeguards, noticing the commotion, scan the horizon. They've seen plenty of dogs in the surf, but something feels off about this. One lifeguard, a seasoned pro named Jake, walks toward the water. His eyes narrow as Max continues to push deeper into the waves. That dog's not just playing, Jake mutters under his breath. He steps into the surf, calling out to Max, "Hey, buddy, come back." But Max doesn't even look at him. His body moves with precision, his head down and his eyes fixed. Jake's concern deepens. Normally, a dog would respond to a human voice, but Max is beyond that. The lifeguard wades deeper, feeling the current shift with the dog's movements. Something's definitely not right. Max, oblivious to the calls, continues onward. Seemingly undeterred by the lifeguard's presence, Max suddenly stops. The water around him calms for just a moment, and for a second, it's as if time slows. He hovers in place, his body rigid, his eyes fixed on something beneath the surface. His golden coat ripples with the movement of the waves, but he doesn't move. He just stares, unblinking, into the depths. Jake, now standing just a few feet away, watches in silence. Something's different now. Max isn't just swimming anymore. He's focused, intent on whatever lies beneath. The lifeguard hesitates, then glances back at the beach. The crowd is quieted, the air thick with uncertainty. People start to notice the change in Max's behavior. What's he looking at? Someone asks. Suddenly, the water churns, as if something beneath the surface is shifting. Max dives under the waves without a sound, disappearing for several heart-stopping seconds. The onlookers gasp, waiting, not sure what to expect next. Max reappears, his golden fur glistening under the sunlight. But this time he's not alone. More lifeguards, noticing the growing tension, start moving toward the water. A few swimmers, intrigued by Max's strange behavior, begin paddling out too, following the dog's path. The crowd on the beach murmurs, some now worried. What is he doing out there? Someone asks. He's acting like he's on a mission. Max pushes deeper, unaffected by the human voices. His focus is unwavering. He dives again, disappearing beneath the waves. The lifeguards exchange uncertain glances. We need to find out what's going on, one of them says, a hint of concern creeping into his voice. As more lifeguards wade into the water, they feel the current shift. It's strange, stronger, almost like it's pulling them toward a specific spot. Max resurfaces a few yards away, eyes locked on the same spot. With each dive, his urgency grows. Something's there, something just below the surface. The group of swimmers, now more than a dozen, forms a loose line, all heading toward the same point. But as they get closer, the water seems to become more turbulent. The search is intensifying, but no one knows what they're searching for. The tension is thick in the air as the search reaches its peak. Max, still swimming with focused determination, leads the group of lifeguards and swimmers to a spot about 30 feet from the shoreline. The water is rougher here, the waves crashing harder, but Max doesn't hesitate. He dives again, disappearing into the foamy depths. Minutes pass in anxious silence. The people in the water are now working together, pushing forward through the crashing waves. And then, something shifts. One of the lifeguards, a young woman named Emily, suddenly stumbles. Her hand brushes against something solid beneath the water. She gasps, reaching down to pull at it, but the current is strong. She signals to the others. "Over here," she shouts, her voice urgent. The lifeguards hurry toward her, and Max, sensing their presence, barks, urging them on. With combined effort, they pull something up from the depths. It's a large, dark object, heavy and slick with seawater. For a moment, it's hard to tell what it is. But then, the shape becomes clearer. It's a submerged, overturned boat, half buried in the sand, hidden beneath the waves. Everyone freezes, stunned. It wasn't just the surf. There was something buried here all along. As the boat is dragged free from the sand, the mystery deepens. The lifeguards and swimmers gather round, their breaths coming in short gasps. Max is now standing at the water's edge, his tail wagging slowly, as if satisfied with the discovery. His eyes never leave the overturned boat. The lifeguards, now fully aware of the gravity of the situation, begin to inspect the boat. Emily, still kneeling in the water, runs her hands over the hull. "This boat? It's been here a while," she murmurs, her voice shaky with disbelief. "It's buried in the sand, but look, the motor is still warm." Her words hit like a punch. The boat had been out there much longer than anyone realized, and it had just been waiting to be discovered. Then, with a collective gasp, the group hears a faint sound, a soft, muffled cry, barely audible over the crashing waves. Everyone goes still. Emily's heart skips a beat. She turns quickly to the boat. There's someone in there. With urgency now flooding their movements, the lifeguards carefully flip the boat back over. Beneath it, hidden in the shallow water, is a small, injured child, barely conscious, clinging to life. The child's lips are blue, but there's a faint pulse. Max immediately steps forward, nuzzling the child gently, as if assuring them they're not alone anymore. It's then that the true miracle hits. Without Max's relentless search, they would never have found the child in time.